Here are 4 things you should never do as a graphic designer. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Megan Weeks and I post every Wednesday and Sunday. I love to talk with you all about my experiences running a graphic design business and share with you all the ups and downs of those experiences and also everything I learn along the way. But thank you so much for coming to this video. I'm very excited to share with you some things that you should never do as a graphic designer because I know that I have learned a lot in the 7 years that I've been designing, and a lot of those things I learned the hard way, and I hope I can save you guys some trouble, some of those hardships, because it can be a little bit scary running a business if you don't know exactly what you're doing. The first thing that you should never do is never start a project without a contract. Now, when I first started designing, I just dove right in and we just had this mutual understanding that I was designing their logo. Looking back, that was very risky because unfortunately, sometimes things happen, sometimes clients disappear halfway through the project, sometimes things just don't go as planned on both ends, and it's so important to have a legal contract that just binds you both to the project and make sure that you both are on the same page. So if anything goes awry, you both have something to look back on and kind of have this understanding that this is how things are, these are my boundaries, and we need to stay within them. It's so important. Trust me, there's definitely been experiences where I've had to bring up the contract and it saved my butt so many times. Little shameless plug, I have a contract for sale if you're interested in it. It's been years and years of experience all in one contract, so definitely check that out if you are interested in starting with a good base point. Second thing you should never do is don't doubt yourself. As creatives and as designers, I have come across so many people that doubt themselves and don't think they're worth a certain amount. They don't understand their value. And that's one of the most important things to remember is that you are providing so much value. There's not that many people in our world that have an eye to do design and a skills to go on Adobe and create something beautiful, as well as the skills to understand the strategy that goes behind branding and websites. So understanding your value and not doubting yourself in that value is so important. It's going to help you show up the most confident designer that you are, and it's also going to help you show up and stay true to what you're worth in your pricing. So it's really important to make sure that you gain that confidence and you don't doubt yourself. And this is also goes into part when you are sending out your concepts. Don't doubt those concepts. I have seen so many people be their own roadblocks and their own prevention from getting to the next step because they're constantly second guessing what it is they're creating, or maybe they're second guessing if they're even good enough. But I'm telling you right now, don't doubt yourself. You are so good. If you've gotten this far and if you have a passion for design, I'm sure you're doing amazing and you know so much more than the non-designers out there. So making sure you are staying confident and not doubting yourself is going to help you grow even more. Third thing that you should not do as a graphic designer is don't go below your benchmark pricing. Now, it's so important when pricing yourself that you take into account all the things that you're providing to your clients and also giving yourself that benchmark pricing or the range of numbers that you're gonna stay within and you're not gonna go below, because there have been so many times where I have taken on smaller clients because they were going to pay me right then and there, but at the end of the day, I just got so burned out with taking on these small clients because it was all about quantity over quality. And I felt like the smaller clients just didn't really have a huge passion behind their business. It was more of like their second kind of side business, which is totally fine. But I really craved working with clients where they were extremely passionate about the business I was helping them brand or create a website for, and that they were willing to give me their full attention when it came to the feedback, when it came to all the things that I needed for the brand. So really staying within that benchmark is going to save you so much headache, and it's also going to allow you to have those standards for yourself, because that's one of the crazy things in the creative industry is I feel like unfortunately, there's people online that sell logos for like $5, which make it really hard to stay confident and true in the pricing of like 2,000 plus, because there are those pricings out there, but making sure that you're staying true to your benchmark and not going below that is going to allow you to show up confident and allow you to stay true to your value. So definitely make sure you set that benchmark, and set that benchmark by determining your experience, the value of what you're providing, which basically means the line items of what you're giving your clients, and the time it takes you. Take into account all the things that create the package and the package price that you provide. Stay true to that. Do not go below your benchmark, or you're going to feel burned out and you're going to feel disrespected. You're going to feel all these things. And I hope that you save yourself some time and headache from having that benchmark and having those standards for yourself. Okay, my last tip is kind of a funny one, but this is, do not design on Canva. I think Canva is an awesome tool for the non-designers, but Canva is just so limited. And if you don't know what Canva is, it's basically an online platform that is like a graphic design tool, and it is really awesome, and I think it has some really great features. But as a graphic designer, it's so limited, and logo designs on Canva are actually not even usable. So Canva is actually not a vector-based program, so all of those logos you're creating are just images, and you can't even trademark those logos. So making sure that you understand all that before you start giving logos to your clients from Canva is important. And I just feel like as a designer, you should dive into learning the Adobe programs or Figma or all the awesome tools out there that allow you to provide vectorized logos and things that they can actually trademark and use legally in their own business. Canva is definitely a tool that is used a lot and very often, and I would just recommend not having that as your main platform. But I will say Canva is really nice for providing like editable templates for your clients, but I typically design those off of Canva and then bring in the base design and make the text editable. But you also have to like upload your custom fonts and everything, and it just gets a little crazy. So I recommend not using Canva as your main platform and only using it if you really need editable templates or really quick graphics to post on Pinterest or something. But definitely don't advise using Canva as your main thing. Okay, now I said that was my last one, but I also have one more tip, and this one's pretty important because our world is so consumption based. But one of my biggest tips is to not compare yourself as a graphic designer. That's really hard. I know it's easier said than done because there's so many graphic designers out there, but I really think a lot of my success in graphic design due to the fact that I don't sit on social media and consume other graphic designers. I love supporting other designers in our industry, but I found that I felt less creative when I was consuming all this other creative work. And I like to consume creative work in other industries like tattoo artists. I love looking at those. I love looking at painters. I love looking at illustrators. But when it came to like actual web and brand designers and people in the same industry as me, I felt like I just was lacking my own creativity. So I recommend not consuming too much social media when it comes to graphic design. That way you can stay true to your own design. Whatever you are drawn to in the design world, stay true to that and make sure that you are paying attention to that all the time. And if you feel like you're finding yourself comparing, just mute that person or try not to go on social media as much, or just go on social media certain times of the day when you're not going to be like super comparison vibes, you know what I mean? So I definitely recommend making sure that you have that in mind at all times, because I think that can prevent people from growing and going really far in this world, is because they're constantly wondering why they're not exactly where this other person is, or why this other person is more successful than them, and it can just be so debilitating. So I highly recommend staying in your own world, staying in your own bubble, and making sure you understand what sets you apart. I don't view any designers as competitors because we're all so unique. We all have our own artistic touch, and making sure that you just take the time to dive into what that artistic touch is and what the niches that you love is going to help you grow so much. All right, you guys, those are my tips on what not to do as a graphic designer. I really hope you found it helpful. Let me know if you did by liking this video or subscribing to my channel for more. If you are interested, I do have a bunch of courses on my website on brand design, website design, how to get clients, and so much more to come. So definitely join my email list if you want to know when those new courses are launched. I also have some freebies down below, and I really hope to see you guys in more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.